So we're going to start with a business example. I'm going to present two different examples really quickly. One a business example having to do with an application, and the other from a personal bank account. In both cases, there's a source, there's some preparation, and then finally analysis or presentation of the data. So first, the business application. This is an education tool called SuccessMaker. Now, to get the data out of this particular tool, you select a school, you go to this report, you choose a subject, either math or reading, or unfortunately you can't do them at the same time. And then if you have additional groupings, you select that, and then you specify a date. We're going to go March 1, and through March 31. Okay, go. And so each tool is going to have a different back end. Here you go here. Here you're presented with your fields. I'm going to select them all. I'm going to go OK. Going to open. So this would be my back end data. And if I wanted to do in all the schools, I would repeat the process until I'm finished, and I would build a file. Doing this a number of times. So now I would create a pivot table. So I've already done this. So just like a cooking show, I already have one prepared. So in my SuccessMaker folder, here is the March data. And in this case, I've got some charts. Here's the March data that I had to condition with access. I had to create an additional table because there were some reading subjects that needed to be incorporated into a reading table. So once I did that, I created this data, and then I made a pivot table out of that data, and then out of the pivot table, I made a pivot chart. The beauty of the pivot table chart is that then you can select a school or deselect a school, and then the data changes accordingly. So let's try A. Montoya, and you'll see how both the bar chart and the pie chart change accordingly. So that's a business example. Excel has some nice functionality, especially in the pivot table area. And now let's go and do a personal example using a bank account. So close out of here. Here I just happen to have the file ready. In this case, the source data was a credit union online banking download that I've been collecting for years. Then on that you put a pivot table, and right now we've just got years, and I have the water bill selected. So this is my water bill for the last, since 2005 through 2017. A lot of water bills. So just demonstrating the thought process. So you, let's say this chart creates the question, what happened in 2012 or 2011? Look how low it was. So you postulate and then you investigate. So in this case, I postulate that this might be two water bills, that one water bill carried over into the following year. So with that, I need the months. I'm going to bring in the month into the analysis, go back to the chart, and then I'm going to highlight just 2011 and 2012. I'm going to click those two. And you see here that at the end of 2011 and in December of both months, I don't necessarily find anything to corroborate my theory that I paid two bills. I could have in May or June, but that wouldn't carry over into the end or the beginning of the year. So I need a new theory. My new theory is, okay, I seem to remember that we rocked the backyard sometime in 2011. And to prove that, I remembered that my wife tried to surprise me, and I went for a business trip in May of 2011 to Los Angeles. She did it while I was on the business trip, and sure enough, I found some data to corroborate that in the detail. Now, the thing is, that by itself doesn't prove anything. You would have to go to your source documents, your receipts, and your line item detail to be more convincing. Okay, so that's bringing in the months. That's drilling down, you might call that, and we have an explanation for why 2011 was so much lower than 2012, and that's because we weren't watering the grass, because we rocked the backyard. So now you have a business example with the Success Maker application, and you have a personal example. That's the kind of the bare minimum of financial analysis. You start with a source, you prep the data, you present the data, or analyze the data. Okay, thanks for listening.